Xabi Alonso is widely regarded as one of the best players over the past couple of decades, and he's now striving to try and achieve the same feat as a manager, currently managing Bayer Leverkusen in Germany, actually my favourite side in the German league. But not only is he managing them well, he's managing them to an extent where they're one of the best teams in all of Europe, one of the most entertaining teams to watch, but also one of the most effective teams to watch, sitting top of Bundesliga after 11 games, with 10 wins and 1 draw. 34 goals scored and just 10 goals conceded, giving them a goal difference of 24. They've been an absolute joy to watch so far this season, and they've done so mostly using what appears to be initially a 3-4-3 formation. We've got Hradecky in goal, Kusunu, Tar, Tapsoba as a back three. We then got Jeremy Frimpong, Palacios, Xhaka and Grimaldo, Hoffman, Wirtz and then Boniface as the front three. This is how they initially line up on paper. However, if we go over to the tactics board, it's not necessarily as simple as that. It's not actually how they always play. For example, when they're under pressure and trying to play the ball out from the back, they will often shift to more of a back four. Kusunu will go to right back, Tar and Tapsoba will form a centre back pairing, and Grimaldo will drop into left back, creating this back four. When this happens, Frimpong will then push a little bit higher, as will Hoffman, and we can see this becomes a 4-2-4 shape, allowing Bayer Leverkusen to regularly overload teams in these deeper areas, with 6 players plus the goalkeeper, allowing them to play the ball out from the back. Now once they've played the ball out from the back, we then see a return to more of a traditional back three. Kusunu starts to tuck in a little bit, Tar tucks across as does Tapsoba, and now we start to see Grimaldo going forward. That's why Grimaldo is one of the most important players in this system, because initially he's playing as a left back, but he's then almost becoming a left winger at times in possession. Wirtz comes inside, Hoffman does the same, and Frimpong maintains this high position. Now we can see Bayer Leverkusen are in a 3-2-4-1 formation. This is a formation which is used by a lot of teams in Europe. It's a really good shape, but Bayer Leverkusen execute it better than most. And the way that they execute it is by always lining up 3-man combinations. So rather than perhaps playing a simple 1-2 pass like this, they always use a third man. They always use also one of my favourite passes in football, which is a setback pass. Now what I mean by that is when a pass goes forward, you just set the ball backwards one. Now the way that Leverkusen do this is by having players staggered on different lines. So for example, Hoffman might push higher, Wirtz might drop a little bit deeper, Xhaka might drop a little bit deeper, the centre backs often spread quite wide, but we can see in the middle here with Xhaka, Palacios, Wirtz and Hoffman, we've got players on different lines. So for example, this ball can go to Kusunu, who might go to Palacios, who's then going to set it back first time to Xhaka, who might go to Hoffman, to Boniface, to Wirtz. They play really quick combination football in these areas, and it's just absolutely brilliant. So for example, initially, at the back, Xhaka here might be marked. The passing lane is cut. So Tar will go to Palacios, and then they play the set-off pass to Xhaka. That's why the football is so effective. Now from there, they've got Wirtz and Hoffman coming inside into these positions, allowing them at times to create a 4-man midfield. And as we know, we've seen the advantage of this over the past couple of seasons. A 4-man midfield allows you to outnumber most teams, because most teams defend with a midfield 3. So having a spare man in here is really, really effective. The other thing which works really, really well for this Leverkusen side is they have round pegs in round holes. Every single one of these players is in what I would describe as their best position. Tar is best as a central centre-back. Kusunu and Tapsoba are best as wide centre-backs. Xhaka thrives in a double pivot and is top quality in that sort of position. Wirtz loves coming inside, Boniface likes to play as a traditional striker, and Jeremy Frimpong loves to push high and wide down the right-hand side. This is a lot of players in their natural position. Now, of course, the effect of that is that the players are comfortable when they receive the ball, and there's a lot of technicians in this team, which allows them to play this quick passing football. This is actually reflected in the stats here. We can see at the bottom there that Bayer Leverkusen ranks second for possession in the Bundesliga this season, but actually their pass completion rate is the highest in the league, with 90.2% of their passes finding a teammate from open play, which is a really, really impressive number, outdoing Bayern Munich in that department. And again, I think it comes down to the fact that the players are so comfortable in the positions that they're playing, because again, they're round pegs in round holes. They're playing exactly where they want to play. Add on top of that the fact that they're extremely technical, it allows them to move this ball so quickly through the middle of the pitch. The 1-2s, the combination play is brilliant. We'll come on to it in a second. What I also like though, is that they're not afraid to mix it up a bit and go a bit more direct and go a bit faster, use some long passes, particularly with Granit Xhaka. For example, what they'll often do is build the ball down the left-hand side, kind of draw the defence over like this. Then with a kind of a flick of a switch, they'll go into Wirtz, who might turn and set it off to Granit Xhaka. And now Xhaka from this left-sided position is absolutely brilliant at playing a switch pass out to Jeremy Frimpong on the other side. And this allows Leverkusen to get Frimpong, Hoffmann, Boniface, Wirtz and Grimaldo into a front five, often in the Bundesliga against a back four. Numerical overloads for Leverkusen. They do this so well. They just create spaces all over the football pitch by always having the spare man ready to receive the pass, and of course, like I said, that allows them to move the ball forward really quickly. Now, once in his position, you're going to cause problems for a defender. This left back here, does he come out to Frimpong and leave Hoffmann in space? Or does he sit off on Hoffmann and allow Frimpong to take the ball forward? Well, you can't really do either, really. It happens on the other side as well. Sometimes the ball will get switched out this way. So let's say the opposition's defence is a bit more shifted over like this. The ball will go over. Does this right back go and close down Grimaldo but leave Wirtz free? Or sit off on Wirtz but leave Grimaldo free? It's a real problem which Bayer Leverkusen create because they move the ball forward so quickly. It's such a sharp passing game that they play. Add in the fact that they've got just incredible quality and it makes them a great side. For example, if we look at Jeremy Frimpong down the right-hand side, for right-backs, non-penalty goals, the 97th percentile. Non-penalty XG, the 99th percentile. Assists, the 96th percentile. Progressive carries, the 99th percentile. Successful take-ons, the 98th percentile. This isn't an elite attacking fullback who again is being put in his best position, allowed to really bomb forward down the right-hand side. And then we've got, for me, what is the stardust of the team? Florian Wirtz, who is one of the only ever players which I've seen go through the injury which he went through at such an early stage in his career and bounce back. This graph is key passes per 90 and expected assists per 90. Basically, you want to be up there, top right, in the top corner. Who's up there? Bruno Fernandes, Joey Veerman, Cabela, Wirtz. Florian Wirtz is a truly special talent and there's not much that he can't do with a football at his feet. He kind of has a Mesut Ozil-esque sort of vibe to him, the way in which he kind of dribbles, controls the ball, can see the passes which just no one else can see. But also he's got incredible work rate, incredible physicality, and he covers the pitch well. He's much more athletic than Mesut Ozil was. He's really good at getting the ball in these positions, getting on the turn, dropping the shoulder, and then driving forward. And teams, basically, don't know how to deal with him. This, like I said, allows them to get into the final third, create the overloads, which allows them to push into the box where they are so dangerous. Once in these positions, there's loads of different players which can score. Hoffmann chips in here and there, Grimaldo's got his fair share, we've already seen the threat of Frimpong, we know how good Wirtz is, and then we've also got Boniface, who is a proper number 9, someone who wants to get in the box and make things happen in there, and we can see in his stats this season that it's working pretty well. Now, sometimes he needs a few shots to get the ball into the back of the net, but fortunately, Leverkusen are creating those goal-scoring opportunities. We can see in the Bundesliga this season, 11 games, 7 goals, 5 assists. It's a really good return. It is just absolutely quality. And it really sums up everything which Leverkusen are doing so well. They're such a well-oiled machine. They play the ball out from the back with the back 4. They shift to the back 3. They then use these brilliant passing combinations in the midfield, which we'll look at in a second. They overload central areas, they overload wide areas, and then they're really incisive and really fast in the final third. They can also play on the counter-attack in transition with someone like Frimpong flying forward, Wirtz using the carry. It's just really well-rounded. Now, this beautiful combination of just technical, fast football actually led to one of my favourite goals scored by any team in the world so far this season. It's this goal here against Cologne, which we're going to check out using Once Video Analyzer Pro. Really good video analysis software. You can check it out using a link in the description if you wish to do so. It's great. I use it all the time. I really do recommend it. What we can see here is that Leverkusen are in their 3-2 shape. We've got the 3 centre-backs and then our double pivot of Xhaka and Palacios. Now, at the moment, nothing particularly special is happening. However, what we're going to see here is third-man runs and third-man combinations, and also that lovely little set-off pass, which I like, and then the overload in the final third. So let's go through it. So we've got a 3-2 shape, and the ball's going to come out here to the right centre-back, Kusunu. Now, Kusunu's going to get on the ball and play a nice, simple pass into Palacios in midfield. Again, this is pretty simple, but the important thing here is what the next player is doing, and we've got him highlighted here. He's moving into space. Now, I believe this is Hoffmann on this occasion, meaning that the second Kusunu plays this pass, the next player is actually already ready to receive the ball. And we see that happen here. So the pass is now going to go into Hoffmann. But what you will see also is that as Hoffmann receives the ball, we can now see that Xhaka is ready to receive the next pass. And this is exactly what I'm talking about with third-man combinations. It's not just about playing a pass and guessing what happens after that. Every time a pass is played, they already know where the next pass can go. Now, this is the set-off pass, the backwards pass. So you've gone through the opposition's initial line of pressure, and then what you're going to do is set the ball backwards as these players, the next line, try and engage the ball. This is going to allow Xhaka to receive the ball in room in the middle. Xhaka does exactly that. He gets on the ball, starts to turn. Now what we're going to see is that this pass to Florian Wirtz opens up, but again we can see the next runner. Grimaldo is now flying forward down the left side. Now on this occasion, Xhaka plays it into Wirtz. Wirtz takes a good touch, gets on the turn, as he always does. It's really good play. What he's going to do now is play the ball into Boniface, but again we can see the next pass is already there. And because Leverkusen attack with so many players, this right back can't go and tackle here, because these two defenders are pinned by two other Bayer Leverkusen players, and up this side it's 2 versus 1 up against the fullback. The fullback physically can't come out and engage the ball. As a result, he's able to get on the ball, turn and drive at the defence. And now you've got a real problem as a defensive side. This right back is in a lot of trouble. As a result, the centre back eventually tries to come out and sort of engage the ball, but it's too little too late. Bayer Leverkusen have created their front 5 up against the opposition back 4. The ball is going to be worked wide, and again we can see this front 5 really taking shape now, really about to hurt this team, and most likely score a nice goal. That's exactly what they do. Boniface plays the ball wide to Grimaldo. Grimaldo plays the ball into Wirtz in this little channel here. But again, we can see we have a front 5 in this position. 5 players, including this guy here, 5 players attacking the space, which means Frimpong is the spare man at the far post. The ball comes into this little channel. He gets on the ball. Now he plays a lovely little back heel pass to Hoffman, and what we can see is that this poor old fullback, if we quickly mark him, is 2v1 at the far post. He can't go close to Hoffman because he's scared of Frimpong. He can't go close to Frimpong because he's scared of Hoffman. Indecision allows Hoffman to get a little bit of space on the ball. And what does he do with that bit of space? Excuse the glitch. What does he do with that bit of space? He puts the ball into the back of the net with a really, really just clean, calm, composed finish into the back of the net. And that gives Leverkusen a really good goal to open the scoring. But it's pure Xabi Alonso football. And for me, that goal in particular just highlights everything that they are so good at. They are one of the best teams to watch in Europe this season. Xabi Alonso is a big part of that. Of course, the recruitment team deserve praise as well, bringing in someone like Xhaka, Hoffman, but also keeping other players like Frimpong, Tapsoba at the club, as well as they have. It's just really well run at the moment. Just 12 months ago, Bayer Leverkusen looked like they were in quite a bad place, and it was really not looking too good. But they've quickly turned things around, and they are now absolutely brilliant to watch. Top of the Bundesliga, and rightfully so. That is why I think Xabi Alonso could become one of the next top managers, because he is already coaching a top unit in his first job in senior football. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. How good do you think this team is? Is it just a purple patch will eventually die away? Or is it actually a top tactical setup? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. But apart from that, we are finished for today's video. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.